welcome back to Crochet by Landry. Welcome to the first installment of our very first calendar blanket we're going to make this year. So the things you're going to need is going to be the pattern. So I'll put the link in the description box down below for the pattern we're going to use. And we're going to do one piece each month leading up until Christmas. So don't forget to grab your pattern, grab your Caron Simply Soft yarn for the first part of our pattern, and let's get started making our very first piece of our calendar blanket. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So let's get started making our first installment of our calendar blanket this year. So what you're going to need for this calendar blanket is, if you want to follow along, you want to grab the pattern, grab it off of yarnspirations.com. I'll put the link for the pattern down below. You're also going to need a crochet hook size 5mm, a yarn needle, some scissors, a measuring tape to measure your piece, and the yarn, of course. And in this pattern, we're going to be using Caron Simply Soft. For the main piece of the blanket, which is the part we're going to start today, we're going to be using the off-white of Caron Simply Soft. And you're going to need 3 skeins of it, which I have right here. So once you've got all your supplies together, let's get started with our first installment of our calendar blanket. Okay, let's get started. One thing I want to mention is, if you don't want to count your rows, you may want to get some stitch markers or paper clips, bobby pins, or even safety pins, those things you have lying around your house, just to keep track of your rows. So let's get started. I'm going to put that to the side for now. First thing I'm going to do is start with a slip knot. And what we're going to do is we're going to start our blanket with a chain of 83 with the off-white yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm just going to keep going until I reach 83. And once you hit 83, I will meet you at the end. So I finished my chain of 83. This is what you should have. Should look something like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to row 1. And in row 1, what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook, which is not the one that's on your hook, but the next one over. Just single crochet into it. And then you're just going to put one in each stitch all the way across. 1 stitch in each. And by the end of this row, you should have 82 single crochets. Now, once you reach the end of row 2, I will meet you there. I got about a couple of stitches left here. I'm just going to finish off my first row. Here we go. Now, you should have 82 stitches in total for first row, and it's going to be the same number of stitches for each row going forward. So to begin our second row, we're going to chain 1 to begin, turn our work. And it's going to be the same process for the remainder of the blanket. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work for each and every row. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to put a single crochet in each stitch all the way across, just like we did for row 1. And you should still have 82 stitches in total by the end of row 2 and every row after that. So keep going, finish row 2, and I will meet you at the end, and we'll move on to the next part together. All right, I just finished row 2. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're just going to keep going and keep doing row after row until your project is approximately 37 inches in height. Once you've reached 37 inches, then we will move on to the next piece next month for the next installment of our calendar blanket. So just keep doing that, chain 1 all the way across, and keep going until you reach 37 inches. And that's it for today, everybody. We started the first piece of our calendar blanket, so keep working on that. You'll need it for the next part in February, at the beginning of February, for our second part. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next week for more content. Happy New Year, everybody, and see you next week.